Most people believe influence is loud. It argues, it persuades, it convinces, but real influence rarely looks like influence. It happens quietly, through small behaviors, small reactions, small pauses, small expressions that you barely notice. Yet those small behaviors shape how you think, how you respond, and how you behave. You don't suddenly change your mind. You slowly adjust, without realizing why. This video is not about manipulation in movies. It is about everyday influence, the kind that feels normal, the kind that feels harmless, the kind that happens so subtly. You assume your reactions are your own, but influence doesn't need permission. It only needs access. Access to your attention, your emotions, and your sense of safety. Once you understand this, you start seeing influence everywhere, not as control, but as quiet direction. Influence often begins with micro-behaviors, a delayed response, a neutral expression, a lack of reaction, a short pause before answering. These moments seem insignificant, but your brain notices them. When someone responds slowly, your mind adjusts. When someone stays emotionally neutral, you become more careful. When someone withholds feedback, you start filling the silence. Did I say too much? Did I say something wrong? Should I explain more? This is how influence begins, not by telling you what to do, but by changing how safe you feel expressing yourself. You don't feel controlled. You feel cautious. And caution reshapes behavior. Small behaviors don't push you. They pull you. Quietly. Silence is one of the strongest influencing tools. Not aggressive silence, but neutral silence. When someone doesn't react, doesn't confirm, doesn't deny, your mind starts working. Silence creates uncertainty, and uncertainty creates adjustment. You speak differently. You soften your tone. You change your words. Silence forces you to do the emotional work. You explain. You justify. You overcommunicate. The other person does nothing. Yet influence happens because control is not action. It is who carries the emotional weight. Silence shifts that weight onto you. Influence is not only verbal, it is physical. Posture, eye contact, stillness, a relaxed stance, a slow movement. These signals communicate status. Calm bodies influence anxious ones. Stillness influences movement. Confidence influences doubt. When someone remains calm, while you react, you adapt. You slow down. You match their energy. Your nervous system reads this as authority, not because they said anything, but because their body signaled control. Influence often works through who appears least affected. Small, consistent behaviors are powerful. Someone who always responds the same way, always stays calm, always remains neutral, creates predictability. Predictability feels safe, and safety builds trust. Once trust exists, influence increases. You listen more, you adjust more, you doubt yourself less. Consistency doesn't force influence. It invites it. Your mind prefers stability, so it follows those who provide it. Quietly, people influence you by reflecting emotions. If someone stays emotionally flat, you flatten. If someone stays calm, you calm down. If someone seems unimpressed, you try harder. Mirroring works because humans seek alignment. We subconsciously match emotional states. This is not manipulation. It is human wiring. But when someone controls their emotional display, they indirectly guide yours. Influence doesn't require dominance. It requires emotional control. The most effective influence feels self-generated. You believe you decided. You believe you adjusted. You believe you changed. Because nothing forced you. Small behaviors don't command. They suggest. They nudge. They shape the environment. And you adapt to the environment. This is why influence often goes unnoticed. Because it never feels external. It feels internal. The goal is not to fear influence. It is to see it. Once you notice small behaviors, their power decreases. You stop filling silence. You stop adjusting unnecessarily. You stop carrying emotional weight alone. Awareness restores balance. Influence works best when it is unseen. Once seen, it becomes choice, not reaction. You were never weak. You were human, and humans respond to subtle cues. Seeing those cues is how influence stops controlling you. This is Mindistry code.